Alright, boys, No Nut November is almost here. So in this video, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know to make sure that you maximize your chances of surviving this month. Now, first of all, I just wanted to say that No Nut November is supposed to be a fun little challenge to sort of introduce you to the benefits of this nofap thing and quitting porn, and to sort of test your discipline, push your self-control a little bit. But it is really not that much more than that, a fun little challenge. I mean, I hope you understand that if you complete the No Nut November challenge, but then in the month of December you fall right back into your old habits and you start gooning it for several hours every day again, that long-term wise, nothing really changes in your life, right? So don't obsess over the challenge too much. It's not a very important thing. It's not a magical thing that will fix your life. It's just supposed to be a fun challenge that introduces you to the benefits that you might get when you stop watching porn and stop touching your pee-pee all the time, and to sort of push your self-control a little bit. It's intended for you to go a couple of weeks without porn and then start thinking, hey, wait a second, I feel better when I don't watch porn all the time. I get more motivation, I get more confidence, I get my pee-pee up easier, I've gotten rid of my fetishes, I'm starting to have more fun in life, starting to get more drive, and then think, hey, this is great, I want to keep doing this for the rest of my life. It's an introductory challenge, okay? Don't obsess over it too much, just try to have some fun with it and try to use it as a sort of a tool to get some momentum and incorporate this stuff into your lifestyle, because that's what it's meant to do. Now, that also means that if you end up failing the challenge after a couple of weeks, that you shouldn't necessarily see it as a fail. Yes, in a literal sense, you have failed the challenge because you didn't make it through the whole month. But if you were used to doing it every day, but now during No Nut November, you've managed to go without it for 2 weeks, then hey, that is a win. That was a win for you. You have pushed your self-control a little bit. You have reset your dopamine system a little bit, and that was exactly the point of the challenge. So don't let it demotivate you. See it as a positive thing. Be happy about it, and you just pick yourself up and keep going. Okay? In a literal sense, yes, you failed the challenge, but in the most important sense, you've won. So hey, that all being said, let's get into the actual tips on how to make sure that you make it through this whole month. Number 1, make sure that you do not watch any porn at all. Now, I know that this one seems very obvious to some people, but I can assure you that there are some other people out there watching this video right now who are going to think, but it's called No Nut November, right? Doesn't say anything about not watching porn, so I guess I'm allowed to watch some porn, right? If I get horny, I'm gonna look it up. But please understand that porn is the main problem. When people talk about nofap, or when people promote No Nut November, like I'm doing right now, the main thing that they're talking about is quitting porn. Quitting porn is the main thing that gives you the benefits, because porn is the thing that is really bad for you. Porn is the thing that can numb your dopamine system. Porn is the thing that can give you fetishes and erection problems and confidence issues, etc., etc. It's porn that is the problem, and not necessarily touching your pee-pee itself. And so, as ironic as it might sound, nofap and No Nut November really in some way are kind of about porn. So don't use this as an excuse to say, well, he doesn't say anything about porn, so I'm going to watch some porn. But please understand that porn is the main problem. Porn is the thing that you're going to want to avoid. This challenge really is more about abstaining from porn than making sure you don't bust a nut, okay? Yes, it's called No Nut November, but even if you purely care about nutting and you don't care about the bad side effects of porn at all, then watching porn still is a terribly stupid thing to do, because then you're just going to make yourself horny and you're more likely to fail the challenge, right? So no matter what your goals are, watching porn is just a stupid thing that you probably shouldn't be doing. Number 2, make sure that you have a reason why you are doing No Nut November. Because if you don't have a reason, you're probably going to end up failing. Okay, let me explain. Right now, you might be thinking, well, but my reason is that I want to complete the challenge, right? Okay, fair point. But I can tell you that when you're 2 weeks into the challenge and you get horny, there's going to come a point where your urge to bust a nut to porn is going to be stronger than your urge to want to continue the challenge, because that's just how sexual urges work. It works that way in everyone. I've experienced this myself many times, right? You come up with some plans and you think, oh yeah, no, I want to quit some porn, right? I want to quit porn. I'm going to go without porn for a while now. And it sounds like a very good idea on paper, but then the moment you get very horny, suddenly your priorities is shifted. And then you think, oh yeah, well, you know, the thing I want the most right now is bust a nut and watch my favorite category of porn, right? So what you need is some deeper underlying reason why you do the No Not November challenge, why you want to quit porn. Because just wanting to quit porn or just wanting to do No Not November is not going to hold up when you get horny. When you get horny, the urge to fap and to watch porn is going to be stronger than the urge to quit porn and do No Not November. But the urge to build a better life and to get something out of life that you really want, that urge does have the potential to be stronger than the urge to bust a nut to porn. So think about what you think is very important in life, what you really want to achieve in life, and then sort of remind yourself how watching porn and you know, failing the No Not November challenge is sort of holding you back from achieving that thing, and then use that as an underlying reason why you're doing the challenge. Realize that in some way No Not November isn't the goal, but the thing that you really want to achieve in life, the improvements that you want to make in your life, that is the goal, and No Not November is the tool to get there. This is a very important sort of mindset shift that you need to make, because just wanting to quit porn or just wanting to do a challenge is not going to be strong enough when you get really horny. So the next thing is that you need to have something that you can transmute your sexual energy towards. You might have heard this word before, transmutation. So the thing with sexual energy is that it's an energy that can drive us to do many different things. Throughout history, it has driven men to go to war and to conquer nations and to build great pieces of art and to erect cities from the ground. But it has also driven men to create sissy hypno PMVs and go on 5-hour-long goning sessions every day. Now the thing with sexual energy is that if you don't have these things in your life that you can actively work on and sort of direct your sexual energy towards, then the default mode of your sexual energy is to do the thing that it's used to doing, which is watching porn. And so, hey, you know, there will come a point where your sexual energy gets very high and your primitive brain doesn't really know any better than to think, oh, porn, 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 relapse, 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 right? And so you're going to end up relapsing. But if you have that something in your life that you can sort of direct that energy towards, you can sort of keep yourself occupied and your brain isn't going to want to point that sexual energy towards the actual porn and the act of fapping. And now ideally, this isn't just something that takes up your time, but it's something that takes up your mental energy as well, if that makes any sense. So it's something that you're very passionate about and that you constantly think about as well, right? It's not just something that you can do, but it's something that you think about as well. It's something that you really want out of life. So some people might be very passionate about wanting to become a game developer or, you know, learning any other new skill or getting a new job or something. Other people might become very passionate about going to the gym and building a better body. Or it might just be the fact that you feel like some factors in your life are doing very poorly and you want to fix those factors. So maybe, for example, you want to increase your social skills and you want to start dating and get a girlfriend and find the love of your life. But whatever it is, you need to have that something that keeps your time and your mind occupied so that you can point that sexual energy towards that thing. Because if you don't point your sexual energy towards that thing, your sexual energy is going to point towards the porn, and it's going to be damn near impossible for you to make it through the whole month or quit porn in the long term for the rest of your life. And then point number 4, the last big tip that I'm going to give you in this video, is to learn to control your urges and to sort of change your mindset that you have towards the urges. Because I can tell you this, and you probably already know this yourself, but even if you have a very strong underlying reason of why you want to quit porn and do the challenge, and even if you have these things that you can actively transmute your sexual energy towards, there will still be moments, and these moments will come throughout November. There will be these moments where you sit there and you get a very, very strong urge, right? The sexual energy builds up and it gets at this peak, and you sit there and you will think, yeah, you know what, Rob? Fuck it. that underlying reason and that thing that I need to transmute my energy towards. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to learn that new skill. I'm so fucking horny. I just want to start up my favorite fetish category of porn and I just want to bust a nut, right? Hey, not judging. I know exactly what it's like. Those moments will come. But the thing is that it's kind of the same thing that I just explained with the sexual transmutation, your sexual energy. It is just a form of very high sexual energy. And you have sort of conditioned yourself to associate that very high sexual energy with watching porn. That's the thing that you've always done, right? And you've never really learned to deal with your sexual energy in a different way. But when you actually make the decision to deal with your sexual energy in a different way, you will find that it's not that hard at all. Now, you don't even necessarily have to do something else. So you shouldn't panic and you shouldn't think, oh shit, I'm getting an urge. Now I need to do something, right? I need to transmute, or I need to hop into the cold shower, or I need to do some push-ups or whatever, right? No. You don't have to do anything at all. The only thing that you have to do is just breathe deep, calm down, and don't panic, and realize that everything is going to be okay. Just sit there, let the urge be for what it is for a couple of minutes, and the urge is going to pass and you are going to be okay, I assure you. There's some scientific studies that show that a lot of emotions and feelings pass after literally a couple of minutes. Now, I don't know if they've actually tested for high sexual urges, they probably haven't, but from my own personal experience, I can say that the very high peaks in sexual urges, they also pass after a couple of minutes. And when you just calm down, you relax, and you choose to just sit out the urge, is easier than you think it is. I guarantee you that you can also do it. I mean, try to think of it like this. It's a bit of a weird example, but you know how when you pinch your skin here on the back of your arm, on your triceps, it really hurts, right? When you pinch yourself like this, your initial reaction is to go, ooh, pain, and you let go of the pinch, right? That's your first reaction. Ooh, I have to stop the pain. But if you make the decision to just sit out the pain and to just observe the pain for what it is and just try to endure the pain for a minute, you will find that it's not that hard at all. You'll sit there and you'll think, yeah, it hurts, but if I really want to, I can endure this pain for a minute, right? You can. The thing is that you've never made that decision because it's kind of a weird decision. But when it comes to a sexual urge, it's a less weird decision. The reason why you always think about porn is because you've never really done anything else. Whenever you had the opportunity to watch porn, you started watching some porn, and so you associate that high sexual urge with watching porn, and so you start to panic. And so you think, oh shit, now I have this very high sexual urge, so now I'm going to make a mistake and now I'm going to end up relapsing. But if you just make the same decision as we did with pinching your arm, which is a bit of a weird example again, but if you just make the same decision, you will find that no matter how intense the pain is or how high the sexual urge is, if you really want to, you can kind of just sit out the urge for 30 seconds or 1 minute or even 2 minutes. It's not that hard. If you make the decision, if you just slow down and you breathe deeply and you tell yourself, there's no need to worry. It's just an urge. It's going to last for a couple of minutes and then the peak will have lowered and I'm going to be fine. There's no need to panic right now. And you realize that you are going to be okay, that you have control of your sexual urges and that your sexual urges aren't permanent. It's a temporary thing. It's a temporary peak that you just have to sit out for a minute. And then you are going to be fine. So yeah, guys, I think that pretty much sums up the most important things that you have to do to want to make sure to survive this month and also quit porn in the long term, because yeah, you're probably going to want to keep doing this after the month of No Not November. But hey, even if you're in it for just the month of No Not November, then these are the things that you should probably keep in mind. First of all, realize that it's just a fun challenge. Don't obsess over it too much. Even if you fail after 2 weeks, then that's probably still a win. So hey, try to find some motivation in that and then try to keep going. Don't watch any porn. Please understand that porn is the main problem and it's not exactly going to make this challenge any easier. Have a strong underlying reason why you do this challenge. The reason is the goal. The thing that you want out of life, that is the goal. No Not November is the tool. have something that you can transmute your sexual energy towards, which is probably something that has to do with this reason. I mean, that makes it easier. It's like something that you're very passionate about. And when you get an urge, understand that you are going to be fine. Don't freak out. Sit there, breathe, sit out the urge, and realize that you're going to be fine. And then you are going to be fine. I promise you. Now, this is all that I can say in a YouTube video like this without turning it into a 2-hour-long video. These are the most important things that you have to know. But if you want to learn a bit more, then I have a free community on Skool. It's in the description of this video below. There's a quitting porn mini course on there as well. There's a dopamine reset mini course as well. There's a discussion section where you can make some posts and ask for advice, and you can talk to like-minded people about your struggles. I'm also going to post some exclusive videos on there that I don't post on YouTube. So yeah, if you want a little bit of more help, or you're just looking for a community to, share your struggles with like-minded people, or, hear about their struggles and maybe get some value out of that, check out the community. I think it can really help. The community is starting to grow. It's starting to become a very nice place. So yeah, if you're interested in that, check out the link below this video. For now, I guess I'll see you boys in the next video, okay? Have a good day.